Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Sunday Live Hangout stream. This is our just hangout show where we hang out and talk about collecting. And also, of course, we are going to talk a little bit about our experience at Fan Expo. I have no idea if there's anybody watching. Oh, they were going to say it didn't even show if anybody was here yet. So now I just clicked in a little bit. So anyway, welcome to the show. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there celebrating that day. Hopefully you've had a great day and been treated nice. And anyway, welcome to the show. We got JWR right over here. How's it going, sir?
What's up, family? How are y'all?
Doing all right. We got this kid from upstairs. We got Ledger in the house. How's it going?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
We're doing all right.
Good.
And then last but not least, we got Billy Rios in the house. How's it going, Billy?
Doing well. Yeah, just winding down from Father's Day. Wish everybody happy Father's Day out there.
It's awesome. Damon, who was with us for Fan Expo, he might be joining us. He had some family in town, so he was going to try to pop on if he could. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Like I said, this is the Hangout show where we just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat, and also a little bit about our experiences with Dallas. So I see everybody made it back home safely, so that was a good start.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys recovered? I guess we're already a weekend away from that event. So what do you guys think?
Have you recovered?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still on cloud 9. This week has been phenomenal.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm still on cloud 9. Talked to Klaus's representative about doing a suit deal with him, sent some photos of ideas for what I was thinking: shirt, suit, tie, pocket square. Shot a promotional video for the store. It went over really, really well on social media. Sales were really good for Father's Day and for the George Strait concert that was Saturday night. So it's just been a phenomenal week from ever since the convention to today. So I'm very happy and blessed.
Apparently that George Strait concert set an all-time attendance record, 110,000 plus.
Yep, it beat the Grateful Dead, which they had 103. So we have that record now.
It's awesome. Even beat our WrestleMania 32, which was I think 101,000. I think is what they said. I don't know if it actually. They kind of pad those numbers a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Real quick, I want to say hello to everybody that's in the chat. We got Theodore in the house. He says, "Good evening, Bat fam. Hope all the fathers in the U.S. had a great Father's Day." Vincent says the same. We got Jimmy G from Godlike Statues in the house. Hello, Jimmy.
So, Jimmy.
We got Terry. Congratulations to him. He's going to try to. We've kind of influenced him, so to speak, to get a David Finch commission here hopefully this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he's going to be going to a convention in San Antonio, I think is where it is. Mm-hmm. Terry's in the house. Hello to Terry. Boar Cube 1 of 2 Brotherhood member. We got him in the house. We got Louis Soto, Brotherhood member, Money Wasted Collecting in the house. Hello to you. Henry says, "Ledger, you got the best dad in the world. Happy Papa's Day." So you completely agree with that, right? Like I am the greatest.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
You've obviously caught him on a good day, I guess. That's right. We got Fatal in the house, Brotherhood member, a great YouTuber as well. What's up, collectors? Welcome to the show, my friend. We got Kim in the house. Hello to Kim. It's great to see her in the house. Junior BSC enters the stream, aka Aha, what's happening, Ledge? Theodore says hello. I saw George when he played Nebraska King of Country. As I say, he's a legend, that's for sure. So again, we're going to kind of start the show talking a little bit about Fan Expo, and then we'll just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat as well, like I mentioned. But if you would do me a favor, hit the like button if you're here. That helps other people find the live content, so thank you very much. So obviously, I think Billy had the farthest to travel. So what made you want to come to Fan Expo in the first place? I know that you had some business here, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't have to stay. I could have just took off and went home. But it looked like a fun show. I mean, they're always fun, but I probably wouldn't have gone if you weren't going. And then I remember it was a couple of weeks out. I kept asking Josh if he was going. He's like, I don't know. I was like, dude, it's like a 2-hour drive, So I think the dinner kind of teetered him over,
Yeah.
you know,
So
and he decided to go. And you know, it's one of those things where it was last minute for him, and sometimes those last minute decisions end up being like some of the best ones you make, I guess, you know, because look, he had a great time at the dinner on Friday. Got some business out of the dinner on Friday because you know now you got a customer, right? I
Yeah.
got the customer, and then Saturday was just over the top for him.
So JWR, this was your very first convention. So first of all, so I guess why is it your first one? Why is it taken this long to get you to a show, and what teetered you over the edge to do it?
I'm a workaholic, so I just never vacation. I never really do anything personal trips for myself. And I kind of I was like, and this group has really engaged my collecting, my hobby. It's really showed me new things. And so when I was talking to Billy, he was like, "Are you going?" And you were like, "Are you going?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't really want to take off for work." But then when you told me about the dinner, I was like, I cannot pass on this dinner. I was like, I honestly thought about just going to dinner and driving home. And then I was like, I looked at the ticket prices and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the 3-day and just hang out with Billy and you. And I got to meet Ledger. And it was just an incredible time. It's something that I will do every year now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, first of all, because I think sometimes there's a little bit of an anxiety thing going with those cons because they are big. I mean, they're kind of overwhelming. And like you had said, if we weren't there, you're not sure if you would have been able to navigate it necessarily in the same way, not knowing where to go or what to do. So you brought up the dinner. Obviously, we like I was not there very long. Friday night, Ledger, you were not there very long. We were there about 2 hours, I think.
4-ish hours. It was a little bit longer.
Well, we were only there from 4 to. Remember, we were maybe 3:30, so maybe 2.5 hours, because the dinner was at 7.
It was a little bit longer.
And so we were, we just kind of walked around a little bit, and then I had to leave to go meet up with JWR at the dinner. So JWR, tell everybody kind of what the dinner was, like what the event was.
So the dinner was a 6-course meal with 6 artists, and each artist would rotate per course of the dinner. So you would start, I think we started with Jeff Loeb is the first artist we started with, and then it switched to Klaus, and then to Arthur, and then what was her name?
Joyce Chen,
and then to David Finch, and then the other artist could not make it because his mother passed away, which is completely understandable and everything like that. So, and all the food was phenomenal. The food was so good. And
as Coley Hamner, that was the one that couldn't make it. So more thoughts were with him that evening. And so this was all something that was put on by Essential Sequential. And it was just a really neat event. Tell everybody kind of what was the biggest impact for you doing something like that for the first time around other artists?
It was honestly just meeting so many of the great artists that I grew up reading and looking through their artwork in the Batman comics over the years. That was just to say thank you, to tell them what stories that I've really enjoyed that they've drawn and helped create. That was really why I wanted to go, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to meet some of those guys and to say thank you and to hear their stories and everything like that was just, it was worth it. It just, to meet them and hear from them. And I mean, honestly, we really didn't talk that much about Batman while we were sitting at the tables with everybody.
Yeah, we talked about life. We talked about collecting and our, just sort of what we do for our hobbies and things like that. So it was interesting for sure. But just being able to hang out with them, take some photos, get some autographs, that was really cool too. But it was just such an intimate setting. I mean, there was only 5 tables of 4, so it was a very small venue, very nice hotel. But it was really nice.
And Jason's wife sat with us, Mo. And so she was just really cool to see her interact with the artist who she's with daily, talk to daily. So that was really fun. And then sitting with Klaus, that was for me, that was a dream, because he just, as soon as he sat down, he was like, I want to talk about your suit. Why are you wearing a suit? Where is this shirt from? And everything. So that was a big highlight for me, and having him try my suit coat on to try to start kind of getting him sized. That was really fun also.
For sure. Without question, that was a lot of fun. And again, it was just a very fun night. Kind of wrapped us up. We were there, what, 2.5 hours, something like that?
2.5,
maybe 3.
Close to 3. I will say the fun part for me was watching you with Finch. Just the way your face lit up when he sat down and everything. That was cool, just to be a spectator or watch you interact with Finch and talk about the art and everything like that.
That's awesome. I mean, that was for me a highlight for sure. Just being able to have a conversation with him, and because usually, and as you found out, like at a con, there's so many people that you can have a few conversations here and there, depending on the artist. But it is hectic, and sometimes it might just be a few, hey, I love your work, that sort of thing, and that's about it. But it was a really fun night. And then of course that led to Saturday, which we then got to meet up with Billy. And Billy, what was your experience kind of like walking in the con compared to some of the other cons that you have attended?
It was bigger than I thought it would be. And so the floor was big. I mean, it's a big building. And then they had like all the celebrities in it looked like a whole different wing of like, it kind of like, it was lower. If there were a couple of steps to get down to that section of where they had the, like I said, like all the celebrity photo ops and things like that. And me and Josh got to those steps, and I was like, oh, they're doing the celebrity stuff here or whatever. And it was just like a mass of people. It was absolutely crazy. And I remember saying to myself, well, I'm glad I'm not meeting any celebrities or whatever, even though you were meeting Danny Elfman, right?
Yeah.
But those lines were just crazy. And then, I mean, Artist Alley was a little smaller than than I've seen in some of the other conventions. It kind of curved a little bit, so it was kind of weird. It seemed like it was off in the corner, but the celebrity part was just massive. It was just people everywhere, And I ended up meeting what was his name? Newman?
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Yeah, Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. So, but he had no line. So that was they were online for 45 minutes for that picture. I was there and so.
Yeah, Ledger and I, we met Wayne Knight on Friday night before the dinner. And Ledger, what was that like being in kind of the celebrity area? Did you enjoy that part of it?
It was hectic, I think is the right word to use, describe it. Busy. It was really busy, but a lot of fun, seeing all these celebrities. That's it. I mean,
that was it. And then on Saturday, we met this guy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Which was awesome. Of course, he's been in everything. I've been watching a lot of The Boys lately, so it's really cool to see him. And a lot of people have asked if he smiles at all. And yeah, he smiled when he met us, but then when he poses, he does the frown.
He's always in character.
Yeah, always in character. He kind of all plays the same bad guy. It's kind of the same guy, but it's
it's like the same guy all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, Ledger, you've been with me to many a con. And so like, what excites you about going to a con these days? Like, you've gone with me a few times to Fan Expo to Dallas. We're thinking about Denver in a couple weeks. But what do you think?
It's always enjoyable to go see new artists that you haven't seen there. People like Sean Murphy, who just don't go to cons very often. Also celebrities like Danny Elfman, who you don't see. Like, that's what's enjoyable to me whenever I go to these cons, and also seeing everybody else.
So, and you have started to understand who the artists are, what they look like, kind of what their work is like. I mean, you're not a big comic book fan. You don't read comics necessarily, but I think you kind of have enjoyed kind of meeting up with them a little bit and getting to know them just a little. Like this was one of my favorite pictures from the con. This was you had a chance to meet David Finch, and again, David's my favorite artist right now. I love what he's doing, and so it was just cool to be able to see you meet some of these artists, and also it's a lot of fun to watch the artists drawing. JWR, you've kind of got a little bit of the bug with the original art. Obviously we got Billy right here. Here's a shot of him getting his awesome Sean Murphy Two-Face. Of course, all of us got art during the show. This was me getting my Finch Bane, which is just turned out insanely good.
Unbelievable.
Insanely good. And getting a few pieces from him, but then also, like I said, JWR getting art as well. I'm trying to find the picture here. Let me see if I can bring it up here. I think this is, that's the one that Sean was working on for you right there, drawing some of your stuff. So what did that mean to you? Not only meeting the artist for the first time, but also then getting a chance to get some sketches.
It just it meant the world. I am a big Sean Murphy fan. White Knight, all through the stories, is one of my favorite. And just getting to meet him and tell him that how much I've enjoyed his storyline and his art and everything was just really cool. And just to see him kind of interact with us, but to watch him draw these in like less than 4 minutes and they look spectacular, that was amazing to see in person. I mean, that Joker and Batman, I said I kind of wanted them facing each other, and I laid down the Joker and he just put these together, and I was just like, this is incredible.
It's funny because I wanted him to do the same thing, but when I had told him to do the Joker, I was telling him the wrong way to do it. And so they're both facing the same direction. So I was like, I really wanted to do what you were doing with the the facing each other, which I love the way that looks. And obviously I see them back there. Are you planning on framing that? Yes. Doing a special mat or something? I'm
gonna art to frames. I was looking at some mats to do for them, and then I'm also looking at some mats. Go ahead and just order everything together because Jay Lee has agreed to do 5 commissions for me,
which is going to be incredible.
Yes.
Speaking of Jay Lee, I think I've got a picture. This was me getting my Batman commission from him. And obviously he's going to do something similar. Is he doing like the torso like that, or is he just doing head sculpts for you?
We're doing shoulders up. So that way we just get more details in the face and everything. And he's been great on communication, replying to the emails, bouncing ideas. So he has been really easy to deal with for these commissions.
That's great. Sometimes dealing with the artists and their reps are a little hit or miss. Just trying to getting stuff. And sometimes, I'm having to learn it's not always easy, but you have to be patient, even though you want the stuff yesterday. So it is a process, that's for sure. But also not only with the art, but also I think you had a really good time, checking out all of the props and the cosplay and stuff like that. Tell people what you thought about that.
We were walking around and Ledger goes, hey, I'm going to show you something. So we walked around this corner and it's just the world of Star Wars. And I love Star Wars. I'm a big fan of all the trilogies, the TV shows, Mandalorian. So as we're just walking around this little corner that I would have never guessed was even there. So the three of y'all just taking me around, showing me stuff that I would have definitely missed was just amazing to me. And Cad Bane right there, seeing all the cosplayers. Most of them I knew, some of them I didn't because they were the anime stuff, but they still looked really cool. That was fun.
Just a lot of creativity for sure at these shows. It was a lot of fun, obviously, too. You run into a lot of people. This was Bat Force Radio, Bat Fanatic. And so that was really cool to, just to run into some of these fellow collectors, which is really cool. We got to meet up with Ashley for the first time. She was on Rogues for quite a while. So it was nice to finally talk to her. And then we had Nick Bolden, he was there as well, and a number of watchers and viewers of the channel came up and said hello and took pictures and stuff. So that was it's just really cool to run into fellow collectors, people that are like-minded. So that was a lot of fun. But Billy, what was your favorite part of the show? Like, what stood out to you?
I know since last week we probably said it a bunch of times, but I've been going to cons for probably the last 20 something years. I've been to New York and a bunch of different smaller ones. After you go to enough of these things, they're all pretty much the same. You're gonna have the celebrity part, you're gonna see a busload of Funko Pops, figures, the great wall of t-shirts and hoodies that nobody buys anything from. This is what you're gonna see, right? And then you're gonna see the cosplayers. For me, this show, what made it fun was, like I said, I know we said it a bunch of times since last week, but it was being with you guys. It was but ushering him through his first con experience. No, really. And seeing how much he enjoyed it, because I think Chris, you and I kind of made it our own personal mission to make sure that he had a good time.
Yeah.
And that he got his stuff done, that he got his commissions and he got his signatures and he got his art print signed, and it came out great, and he got to take pictures of, because he was stopping everybody in cosplay, like, oh, I love your outfit. I know who that is. Some of them I knew, some of them I had. Look at Ledger's like, yeah, because he stopped everybody. Some of them we didn't know, the anime stuff or the video game stuff. And he was like, I know who you're supposed to be. I know. I can't remember the name, but you look great. Okay.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah. So, and then, like I said, just seeing him enjoy himself, because we know what it's all about. But you know what? It's like after a while, how many things can you get signed, or how many sketches do you need from this artist? Eventually it runs dry, and I think I'm experiencing that a little bit, because even in New York, which is probably the second biggest con, when I started going, it was just me and my then girlfriend. Now she's my wife, and it was just me and her. And then we had one kid, and then we had two kids, and we still did. Yeah, we were those people with the stroller bumping into everybody, taking up space on the line, but we had the sideshow booth to look at, which was always, and it was massive. They'd bring the Iron Studio stuff, they'd bring the Prime One stuff, and you would hang out there a lot, and now that's gone. So as a statue guy, what do we really have to look for? So you start looking for other things. And for me, the last couple of years, to go with Eric B, and to go, I've gotten my brother-in-law Tyler to go and my brother-in-law Lewis to go. So we do it together. You know what I'm saying? And so this particular show, to be with you guys, especially getting to meet Ledger for the first time, and me and him, a lot of the day end up talking about football. Talking about the Chiefs and the Giants.
And baseball. We were talking a lot about baseball too.
A lot about baseball, man. So you start just talking about other things, and you enjoy the people that you're with. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that one of us had never experienced this before. Just made the whole day from the beginning when me and Josh met up for breakfast. Like it was like, hey, dude, I'm outside. All right, I'm coming down.
Yep. Went,
grabbed breakfast, met you guys, and then lunch. Tacos were awesome. Dinner later on.
They were good.
They were good, man. Yeah, I was thinking I should, on Sunday, I was like, I don't know if it's just, my plane was early. I was like, I was going to walk right over there and just grab a couple. I was like, it's a little too early for tacos. But they were really good. But that's what it was for me. This particular show, it was just us hanging, even after dinner, heading over and doing the JFK stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And just walking the streets. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I agree. It's been that way for me too. Like whenever I went to San Diego, it was just me. Ledger was there one evening. We got him in, and then I got to hang out with Jeff Delaney a little bit, which was great. But just again, being able to be with somebody makes it so much better. And then of course I've been able to do that at MegaCon New York with the Rogues guys, and so that's just, it makes it so much better. But again, that was my favorite part of the weekend too. It's like, it's awesome to be able to do the dinner and to meet the artists and stuff, but just to be able to hang out with friends, that's the best part. Mm-hmm. Ledger, what was your favorite part of the show? Did you have a
hanging out with Billy?
Josh's excitement, like that was like you got to smile at it. Being experienced and watching somebody else go for the first time is just so much fun.
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, it was nice because like a lot of times whenever we go, it's kind of business. Like I'm filming, I'm doing all the stuff. And so Ledger really enjoyed you guys being there because then he had somebody to talk to, you know, more consistently, which was nice. So that was good. JWR, what was your favorite part?
It was just hanging out with y'all. Hanging out with y'all was just so much fun. The lunch with the tacos, that green sauce was so delicious.
Wow.
I just wanted to eat that. Like I ate every bite with that green sauce. And then the dinner was really nice. Saturday night with everybody. But y'all just let me be the biggest kid that I could possibly be. I mean, Billy and Ledger were taking I was like, oh, I want a photo with him. And one of those were just right there taking great photos of all the cosplayers. My favorite cosplayer was meeting the Witcher, Geralt and Surrey.
Yeah.
That's just my favorite game. I geeked out the hardest when they walked around the corner. That was really fun for me. And the fudge. I really
That's right. The fudge. I enjoyed the fudge sample I had. It was very good.
So here's a little insight that was going on. So everybody in the chat, everybody watching who has never been to a con with Chris Michael, all right? All right. He may not look like it, but he moves fast.
Mm-hmm.
He is quick.
Zipping around he doesn't bump into anybody. It looks like a running back. All right. He's just zipping around people. He's fast and he's like, it's almost like if you ever watch someone play Sonic the Hedgehog and he's going so fast and then he leaves the screen and then he comes back down and then he's really just moving. This man is fast. So I have to eat regularly. You know what I'm saying? And Legend knows what I'm talking about. So we start walking and he's like, are you okay? I was like, dude, I'm starving. I was like, your pops is killing me right now. And I was like, I'm super hungry. And then we went to the back, someplace where they had a food court. So now we're smelling food. I was like, I really got to get a cheeseburger in me, dude. This is not going good. And he doesn't stop. He just keeps going. Finally, he was like, hey, all right. So you guys want to get something to eat? Yes. Like right now. Yeah. So then we leave the building.
The answer is always yes.
So then we leave the building. The first place we go to has like an hour-long wait. We leave there. The second place was like an hour and a half long wait. It was blazing hot outside, you know, and then we ended up just walking down the block, a few blocks, crossed a couple of streets, found this great taco place that was empty, and we sat and we finally had lunch. And then since I ordered more food, mine was the last food to come out.
Of course.
So they're sitting there munching, and I'm just like watching everybody eat their food. But it was Chris is a machine. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met Jeff at a convention, Jeff Delaney, and he's just like, he doesn't slow down. Like he doesn't stop. He just keeps going. Like I remember, like I didn't eat anything for 2 days. Like I didn't eat anything in San Diego. I think I had maybe a half a bottle of water. Like I just remember I went so hardcore. What?
We've done that at Dallas. We've done something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
ate for all day. I mean,
yeah, it's like I just go, and it's like I don't know. I am glad we stopped though and took a break because you have to. But it's like sometimes you just forget. You know, it's so overwhelming. And like I said, whenever I'm there, I'm on a mission. I'm either on a mission to get art or on a mission to film everything and try to get different shots or different, you know, whatever. But yeah, I have been told that before that I don't slow down very much at a con, but it's a lot of fun.
But we did get to eat. Yeah. I mean, then dinner later on, you know, being from New York and married to an Italian lady, you know, her food is really good. That was probably some of the best Italian food I've ever had out of New York. That was unbelievable.
That was high praise. That's awesome.
It was really good. It was really good.
We went there last year. We kind of stumbled upon it, and it was really empty, and it was kind of empty this time too.
Yeah, there was nobody in there.
But we sat down. I mean, it was pricey, but we sat down, and man, they took care of us. It was really good. Yeah, really good.
Good service. We had a great waiter. Good guy.
Yeah. Stanley says, did anybody try to give Chris a spending intervention? Man, I probably should have needed one. I mean, I needed one for sure.
I tried so hard. I tried.
I mean, if anybody had the chance to do an intervention, it was at the dinner when we were looking through the Finch book and you stumbled across that Harley and the 2 Batman.
Yeah, you
and
dropped the
were like,
ball on that one, dude.
I enabled. I
He
was
had no
like, you know
chance.
what?
Yeah, he had
I
no
was
chance.
like, I'm getting every time he's enabled me to get a statue or a print or some art. He was like, do I need these? And I was like, yes, you do. You need both of them.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy decision on my part, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is like last year at this time in Dallas was the very first time that I bought any original art. I bought an Alan Quah Two-Face that I have. Around that same time, I got a Jim Lee Joker sketch that I had purchased online, and so those are really my first 2 pieces. And then it was Big Dave, who wasn't there. Hopefully, you guys will have a chance to meet him next year. But he actually was Sean Murphy's handler for about 1.5 years. And so he actually brought me over to Javier Fernandez last year, and that's where I got that Two-Face published piece of art from One Bad Day. And so it was really kind of that enabling last year, which was kind of nice. Somebody enabled me for once, and had me get something that I wasn't expecting to get. But yeah, I spend a lot more money at cons these days than I ever did before. That's for sure. And since then, obviously San Diego, I picked up my first David Finch and got the Batman, and it's been crazy ever since. But yeah, it's real easy to spend a lot of money for sure if you're not careful. That was what was nice though too about the Sean Murphy stuff is like $100.
Yep.
Yeah, he really went above and beyond for us, because I've seen some of the quick stuff that he's done. It looks good too, but $80-$100. The stuff that he did for Josh and the one he did for us too. He definitely put a little time and effort into that. They're really, really good.
I think I have a shot here of there's Sean doing my Batman right there, and I showed JWR's earlier, which is really awesome. Let's see, I think that was the only one, but anyway, yeah, it was just you can find affordable art. You can also find artists that are a lot cheaper than other. I mean, the well established popular artists, they command a lot of money. Whereas somebody like Jay Lee, he's published. I feel like he's underrated, but his prices are really decent for what you can get. So I applaud that. I think mine was $300 for this one here. Which I thought was really decent. And he's such a nice guy. We talked to him quite a bit.
We saw him in the hotel too, remember?
Yeah, we did. We saw him at the hotel. We also saw Ryan Brown. Some of you might know him. He's been on the show before. He like you can see that Joker puzzle box. He does incredible cover art and just a really awesome guy to talk to. And we ran into him outside of the con as well. So it's just fun to have those conversations and bump into people, and you never know who you're going to see. I mean, we rode an escalator with Sean Murphy.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So that was fun. Just little things like that are memorable for sure. But what else do you guys want to say about your experience? And we've talked about a half hour on Fan Expo. What do you guys, anything else you want to say about the event?
Sunday was really fun because I was finished. I was getting my by the way, everybody, I did lose that bet. I did show back up Sunday morning. I was the first one in line for Sean Murphy, and I got to spend time with Jake, who was his assistant at the show. But right before I left, I got to meet Frank Cho, and he did my first slight remark on my print, and he was just an incredible guy. He spent like 10 minutes just talking to me, and it was just, I was like, oh, that's the first remark I've ever gotten. He was just like, I'll see you next year. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds good.
That's awesome. And I'd say we weren't planning on going either, but there was a chance that Finch was going to be done with my two commissions. And so I'm glad we went. I waited an hour and a half. I was the first in his line. So while JWR and Ledger were hanging out over by Sean Murphy, I was first and center at the Finch line. And so I just wanted to be first, when he first walked through the curtain, because sometimes even if you're picking up something, you can go to the front of the line, but it's also, I feel kind of bad, somebody else has been waiting there for a really long time. So I waited an hour and a half, and David came, and so luckily we were able to pick that up, and then we pretty much bolted right after that. I think we did go down to the celebrity area, and we saw Frank Miller signing before we took off. But I think JWR, did you take off shortly after that? I think maybe a little after us.
About an hour after y'all, I kind of went and just walked around some more. I was just getting the full experience, just seeing everybody, just walking through Artist Alley. Met a really amazing artist who did the Harley and Ivy print that I posted. Colleen, I think was her last name. She did incredible work, and I just chatted with her, and that was really fun. And then
her name's Carla Cohen. Carla Cohen. She's a great cover artist, and I actually looked into getting commission, but most of her stuff is just pencil sketches. And so I love pencil sketches, but I just collect the black and white ink. So, I didn't want to spend the money on something that wasn't finished, in my opinion, yet. So, but I'm glad you got to meet her. She's very talented.
Yep. She was really nice. I'm going to start a collection of hers. Every time I go to Dallas, if she's there, I'm going to buy another print from her. And then after that, I kind of did one more round, and then I stopped over at the fudge bar, and I bought about a week's worth of fudge and then drove home.
That's right. That's not bad. Not bad. Not a bad way to end the day. That's for sure. Stanley says, did you like meeting celebrities? So some of us did. What did you guys think? Was it like when you meet a celebrity, is it what you think it's going to be? I mean, usually it's like, 3 seconds and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Does that even count as meeting them?
It is.
Yeah.
It's meeting them.
You
shake their hand, you say hello.
Yeah, it's true. We did more of that when the kids were little, and it was like Infinity War Endgame time, and they had I think we met Thor, Captain America, so that was cool, And when you have two little kids, they tend to give you a couple of extra seconds to say hello and give a couple of high fives. But yeah, it's fun. Haven't done it in a couple of years, but I think it's always fun when you get to.
I tend to like the table meet and greets better than the professional ones, because the professional ones, it's literally like when I got into Danny Elfman, you're in a line, in the giant cattle line. Then you are taken back behind the curtain, and then there is, another little looped line. And the person that was there said, as soon as you see the flash, you move in. So like there wasn't even a second for the other family to get out of the way before we were pushed. I mean, so it's like boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's that quick when you meet a celebrity back and get the professional photos.
Did he have a long line, Chris?
Elfman had a long line, but it went really quick because, again, it was, cheese. I mean, it was like that. It was that. Yeah. I mean, I shook his hand and said, love your work, and then I'm out. That was it. But like sometimes at a table, you can have at least, maybe a 30-second to a minute conversation sometimes, just depending on, who you're meeting. But I tend to like the table ones a little bit better just because you can maybe say a few extra words for them.
They're a lot cheaper too, huh?
Yeah, usually they are cheaper. Maybe like $30-$40 cheaper sometimes, maybe sometimes more.
But I don't think every one of them does a table though, right? Like
not
they
all
don't
of
do
them.
Selfies. Yeah, they do the autographs or whatever, but they don't all do pictures at the table.
Well, another weird example, like I really wanted to meet Ming Nun Win. I can't ever say her name right.
She wasn't doing pics.
So like she didn't have much of a line, which was rare. And so we started walking up, and they're like, cash only. I'm like, okay, that's crappy. But
most people are cash only anyways.
Yeah, they say that's changed because a lot of times they were doing cards. But they're like, yeah, no selfies tonight. I'm like, okay, you don't want our money. And it's not like, she looked fine. She didn't look, hideous or anything. Like I thought, it's like, don't look at me. But I thought that was really strange that because I've wanted to meet her for a couple of years. Been a big fan of hers, especially like on the Shield and the Boba Fett show and everything else. But it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do it with all you guys.
Well, Ashley, when she went and met Danny, she got to spend a lot of time with him getting the ink and writing for her tattoo. I think that's the one thing I regret is not getting a tattoo while I was there.
I don't think, no, I was gonna say I don't have a picture of it, but she had Danny Elfman sign her ankle, and then she had that signature tattooed at the show, and then she got to go backstage and show him, which was even cooler. So it's like that's some fandom right there. That's
That
like
was cool.
next level.
That was cool too, because for someone like me who, Chris and I talked about this. I've been watching Chris since, he was at the old house and it was just a dining room table, so to watch Rogues Gallery from the beginning when it was, Jeff Morris was there, and then, watching when Ashley was on, she seemed super nice, just like, Dan and Eric and everybody, but to meet her and I'm like, wow, she was just as nice as she always seemed on the streams, and hearing her story of, because she had a little trouble with the people on the line too, when the lady was like, well, he's not going to sign your leg or whatever, and she's like, no, he is going to sign it. It's like, no, he's not. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And for her to get up there, and he was all for it. She spent more time with him because he was practicing what he was going to write, and for him to do it. And then she went and got it tattooed, came back when you guys went for the professional op, got to show it to him. So hearing her excitement and like I said, getting to meet her for the first time, was pretty cool.
Sometimes when you meet somebody that you watch a lot, it doesn't feel real. Or sometimes it doesn't feel like they're real.
Yeah. What did that feel like for you? Because she was on every week with you pretty much, and then you guys never met,
but it's it's weird when you spend a lot of time on streams and stuff together. For 2 or 3 years, I had never met any of the Rogues guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So as soon as we met, I remember meeting Erica for the first time in New York. It's just it didn't feel weird. It's just because we know each other, we hang out all the time. And so I don't know. It's I don't really get that feeling. I know some people have come up to me, literally they grab my shoulders and they'll say, you're real. I've had people say that to me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm real. But it's sometimes you get that from people that watch the show and because there has been a lot of people that have been along for the last almost 8 years since the beginning. And so it's always, for me, super flattering to meet people, whether they've been on the show or whether they're just viewers of the channel like that. I mean, the last guy we met, I gave him a sticker, Batman Statue Collector sticker, and his wife stopped me on the way out and she's like, we lost it or something, can we have another one? And so I'm like, sure. And then as we were walking out, the viewer said, it's I was more excited to meet you than any of the celebrities. And I was hearing stuff like that, it's so weird, but it's it's so flattering. It's really nice to hear stuff like that. And so it's just like meeting Ashley, it's it didn't feel weird, but it was just exciting to finally meet up with friends that we've gotten to know over the years.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't have to physically be around someone when you're doing something like this. You are someone's personality. The conversation is what's really important. And when they say, hey, it's about the person, it really is true, because obviously with the Rogues guys, you've done how many shows with those guys, especially with the two Jeffs that have been with you for so long.
Yeah.
And you didn't meet them, but you've had so many conversations. There's been so much interaction, on a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah, well, on camera or off. I mean, we talk to each other daily.
Off.
Yeah.
Right. Even when you're texting back and forth, it's still interaction. Then so when you physically meet them, it's cool, but it's I know this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even for me, like I said, I've been watching live unboxings, and I've seen Ledge since he was a little kid. He was a little kid running around, and now to meet him, yeah, he's just he's almost an adult. But just to talk to him, and again, the conversation between me and him wasn't about art, wasn't about statues. It was about, I guess, what would interest us, which would be football, baseball, work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stuff that, just like talking to a homie that you just haven't seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? So, and then same thing with Josh. In the morning, I think we talked a little wrestling, right?
Oh yeah, we talked some wrestling, and that's prior to that. Me and you started texting, just talking about shows, wrestling shows, and then some comic book stuff. And then I was like, I know this dude. I can trust him. He's a wrestling fan. What can he's a
Gotta
great
be a
person.
good person if you're a wrestling fan, right?
I mean, worst that's happened, he hit me in the head with a steel chair, but that's cool.
But that's what's cool too is you meet up with people, and I've had a ton of people that would say like it's like, oh, is Chris different on camera? Is he different? Is he fake on camera and stuff like that? And then they'll say like, when you meet Chris, he's exactly like he is like here. Yep. It's like I don't change who I am, and so it's nice to whenever you meet people and they are the same as they appear on camera, that you've talked to before, and they're just cool people. They're just down to earth, regular people that are cool collectors, and so that's always a lot of fun. When I like just hanging out with you guys. Like I didn't even like blink twice. Like it felt like we've been doing it forever.
Yeah. I mean, that's, just, with, like me and Eric, we've hung out and just different things that we've done. His family comes over and we have dinners and barbecues and stuff like that. And it doesn't hurt that we're both from the same hometown, so we have like that mentality of, how we grew up. Me and him went to the same high school, just at different times. You know what I'm saying? So, there's already a connection there. But even, talking to Josh, hey, remember this match? And we didn't even know. We're talking about old matches that we did not even know each other when they happened, but we both saw the match and we have an opinion of it. So you automatically have this connection, and there's just a camaraderie there, and like you said, when you get to hang out with like-minded people, because not everybody gets this crazy hobby that we're into, but when hey, I'm a statue guy. Well, Josh is a statue guy. Well, Josh is also a wrestling guy. Chris is also a wrestling guy. Ledge is a football guy. You know what I'm saying? We all have other things that we also might have in common. So
yeah, I think a lot of times, you're a certain age range, you tend to like the same type of things. Like a lot of the if you like one nerdy thing, you probably like another nerdy thing, or you like this sport or that sport. So that's a lot of fun. I wanted to comment on Stanley. He said, I think it's weird meeting someone you watch online but don't interact with. I can see that, yes and no, but at the same time, like the great thing about a platform like this is if I had not started this channel, I might not have met these two guys. There's a good chance probably not. We would not have hung out. We would have not had those experiences. And so I've said it many times, and I know you're probably sick of hearing it, but my favorite thing about doing this channel is being able to bring collectors together, and hopefully in a positive way. Hopefully it's been a meaningful, a meaningful deal to come to watch these shows or be part of the Facebook group or whatever, because again, not everybody understands us collecting painted rock or, really expensive black and white line art. It's like, not everybody gets that. Not everybody understands. So being able to come together, whether you meet in person or not, it's still a great way to I don't know, just to be friends and hang out with each other, if that makes any sense. Does it?
It makes perfect sense, because it's also like, you want, as much as you like your stuff, right? And when you get it in, you do want to share it, and it's not like sharing it with somebody who doesn't get it. Like, if I love what Josh got done last week, the two Sean Murphy things, but he could show it to somebody else and they'd be like, oh, it's Joker and Batman. I'm gonna look at it like, man, I know what went into that. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the statues. A lot of people come into my house, and I'm sure they go into your house like, oh yeah, it's cool, whatever, but they don't really get it, and I think sometimes in my mind they might think it's a little weird too, but like-minded people, you want to keep them around.
That's right. Got to give a shout out to Jimmy G, another like-minded collector. Speaking of him, Godlike Statues just gifted 5 Batman collector memberships, so that is awesome. Thank you very much.
Nice.
And I don't know, I think it's maybe randomly done. I'm not exactly sure. So that was really awesome. So thank you very much for that. Again, the memberships give you early access to videos and things like that. So thank you very much. Nerd World Order says, yo, Ledger, do you collect statues as well?
I have one statue.
That's right. It's a Diamond Select.
That's it. I don't even know. Somewhere up there. I don't feel like looking at it.
Do you like going to an event like that? Does that, I mean, you're into guitar and music right now. You just started working and stuff like that. So you're busy. You're a teenager. Does going to an event like that make you want to collect stuff, or does it still like, it just like, I like to be around it and then I'm like, I'm good.
I really like the art. That would be something I would get into. I'm not as big as a statue guy as you guys would be, but I definitely like the art. The art is enjoyable.
Would you want like superhero art or other just art in general?
I'm really not too sure.
All right. Well,
Art
you have
is
plenty of time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Let's see. Money Wasted Collecting says, I always tell people BSC is the group for you if you prefer positive energy and not constant complaining about every piece and drama. Well, thank you very much. Again, that means a lot to me, because that's what I have set out to do for sure. Oh, looks like here's one of our new members right here. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. I just don't have time to watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Yeah, I hear you. Wow, good discipline by Ledger, Stanley says. We got Kenneth in the house. Hello to Kenneth. Bat Beast says, Happy Father's Day. After a very long wait, I will finally be getting my Tech 1000 delivered tomorrow. That's fantastic. So let's switch gears. Let's talk about collecting, guys. We've talked about the con. Let's talk a little bit about collecting before we wrap up today. So if there's anything you want to talk about, I'm excited. I've got the Deathstroke premium format coming in on Wednesday. So we're going to do a live unboxing at our normal Rogues time. So that'll be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
It's been a while. It's been a while for a live unboxing.
It has been a while, and I'm going to be doing
two. There was a period of time where you were just banging them out. It was like twice a week or something. Like, yeah,
it's like
crazy.
Twice a week. It's crazy. Like, there's all these giant dry spells, and then all of a sudden you get like 3 or 4 at a time. Like, I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know if it's because of the way they ship in batches or the way they ship in the containers, but it is weird. Like, it's like, and those are exhausting. Like, to be able to do live unboxings like that every night or whatever, it's like, it's a lot, because you're having to move the boxes and pick them up and move them down and open them and then try to make sure you're filming everything right. And then you got to film, like for me, then I got to film the review right after. I try to get it done that night to try to get it out quick so everybody can see it. But that piece I'm doing Wednesday, and then probably there will be a second one as well, as I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I have procured Batman Sanity Smoke.
Yep.
Wow.
So again, a long time piece coming for my collection. It is David Finch, obviously, but it's the smoke version, which I was really to the point where I didn't think I'd ever own it, but I had an opportunity. I think I'm sorry. I think I stole it from JWR. I swooped under.
I'm fine.
But I'm excited. So I'll be doing that live unboxing as well. Maybe we can get Ledger to help me with that one.
That'd be fun.
Think about it.
Yeah, he'll think about it.
I love the unboxing videos. They're just a lot of fun to watch. And then when you get the piece in, instead of trying to figure out how to put it together, you just go watch Chris, and Chris puts everything. And you're like, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And you're like, you can do it in 15 minutes. It took him like 45 minutes to figure out where this one piece went. But you can just kind of fast forward a little bit, and you're like, it goes there. Good. Let's go.
Well, that was the first time that I saw a Chris video. Was I got in the Prime 1 Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, the Suicide Squad one.
Oh yeah.
And I went looking for a video, and that was back in the day when you were still on the dining room table in the old house. And I just kind of like did it along with you as you were doing it. There was like a gate or something. Remember that one in the back?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a little bit, you had to kind of like put it in a certain way, and then the bat and all stuff. Like, it was, you know, I was a newbie at the time anyway, so it was a little bit, I was like, I don't want to break this thing, so let me just watch somebody else do it. And you know, that was it. That was the beginning of the journey right there. So
yeah, I don't know really why I started doing, because I used to do like just one unboxing and review all in one video. I probably started, I was thinking it would be, you know, be extra content, because you know, trying to come up with daily content on the channel is not always easy. And so that's something that I've really strived to do, to get everybody a daily video. And so I think that's probably why I originally started doing the live unboxings, but they've actually turned into be one of my favorite things I do, just because I get to interact with you guys at the same time. And, you know, it makes it fun, because just like a lot of you live vicariously through me, I do the same thing to other collectors out there. So, I enjoy looking at other videos. Jimmy G mentioned Art Statue Collector's review of the Earth One. I saw the thumbnail today, Jimmy, but I haven't had a chance to watch it today. So that's on my list, but it looks like a great piece. It's kind of that warped Batman. He's kind of like turning into stone or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I saw the thumbnail of that too.
Yeah. So that's one I definitely need to do. But just being able to interact with, again, it's just all part of the community. It's all part of the family.
Well, it's funny because you actually feel that. Like, remember I think we were on our way to lunch, and I was telling you about when you were doing the poison ivy, and you couldn't get that part of the tree bark in or out, whichever it was. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, this is not going good. This is not going good. And you start getting nervous too, but it all worked out. But
it's scary when you do it live, because it's like, sometimes I know I look like an idiot because I'm just like, I don't know how to put it together. But at the same time, it's just like, it's real life. It's like, if I'm struggling, other collectors are probably going to struggle with it too,
And those instructions are not helpful at all. I mean, they are so bad.
They're horrendous. But like, I find like
instructions.
Yeah, well, that's right. And I find like I like before I don't do this enough, but I should like sometimes like Prime One or Sideshow will do like a out of the box video where they'll kind of put it together. Sometimes those are helpful too. Like I'll try to do that. I oftentimes forget, and then I'm going in cold whenever I do my unboxing. But again, that's part of the thing. It's like when I was a kid, I never read instructions. I just try to figure out and put stuff together, and I'm kind of like that now. Like I'll just keep tinkering until I can figure it out, or ask somebody that's watching to help me figure out where to put it, which I've done a lot of times. Got a question from a viewer here. Hello all, thinking about getting my first statue, the new PF Obi-Wan Mythos. What are your thoughts? Anything I should know as someone who's never bought a statue before?
Don't do it.
Did you say don't do it?
Don't do it.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Hashtag enable. We go all out on our graphics here on the show. I'm going to enable you right now. That piece is freaking amazing. I love it. I showed my wife the head sculpts. She thought they were phenomenal.
You get Old Man Ben, and you get a Ewan McGregor portrait. Yeah, because it's not supposed to be. It sure looks like it's almost like the Blade statue. It's not Wesley, but it looks kind of like Wesley. It looks really like him. That is a phenomenal piece. I've been back and forth on it. I don't like the mixed media on it, but I'm willing to let that go because it is. I don't have any other Star Wars stuff anymore, so I've been giving myself all these reasons to not get it. I think I might find a spot for that someplace.
It's beautiful. It has pissed off some collectors because that piece is a quarter scale, whereas a lot of the Mythos were what,
1/5. Yep.
But they've done both, and they've definitely done multiple Obi-Wans in the 5th scale.
But there's Obi-Wan's Mythos in 1/5. There's like 2 of them,
right?
And I don't think either one of those older ones are as good as this one,
no.
but they're not bad.
Yeah,
if you need an Obi-Wan, So
yeah. So it's like I understand where some collectors might be upset, but I'm like, I think that piece is phenomenal. I think it turned out. I've loved the Mythos line. Period. I think all of them have been really fun.
Imagine this new Obi-Wan with the Vader that they just did.
Oh,
with the
beautiful!
cape, whatever.
So good.
I think
awesome. I think this person is like ordering it right now as we talk about it. I feel
Did
like
we help, by the way? Are you going to order it? Go ahead, man. Do it.
There you go. Hashtag enabled. You've been absolutely.
There you go.
It's just a great piece. Ledger, you actually saw a Mythos when we stopped at DZ Comics. That Yoda.
That
Yoda that was flying forward. That was a Mythos.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's sold out, right?
I think so.
That's sold out. I mean,
as it should. It's good.
I don't know how many of those things that they actually made, but you don't hear from him anymore. So must have sold pretty quickly.
It's in the cart already, it says. So yeah, there we go. Money Wasted Collecting says, hell yeah, I get it. Absolutely. What is Donut Lord? Donut Lord says, I can't even remember my first Chris video. Don't remember when I wasn't watching you. I'm not a stalker. YouTube created professional stalkers and called them subscribers. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not a stalker.
Stalk away, I guess, That's right.
Go my first video of you, I was looking at buying the Tweeterhead Joker superpowers.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like, oh, I want to see. And I, just like Billy, I was searching for a review video or anything like that. And you popped up and I just started watching your videos one after another. And I was like, this guy's cool. I like his content. And I just started following the channel. And then you were doing an unboxing and you were like, if you're a member, and I said in the chat, I was like, what are you talking about when you're a member? And you're like, you sent me the link and you were like, this is the tiers you can be. And I went bat-ass crazy and just been rolling with you ever since.
Well, can't thank you enough for your support and everybody's support that watches and continues to every. I mean, I've got people that watch every day, and I still can't believe it. So I can't thank you guys enough.
The people at the cons who run into you and say, hey, you know, I'm excited to meet you and all this other kind of stuff. You know, YouTube is the new TV. You know, I mean, people consume more YouTube content than they even do. I mean, it's streaming. TV's kind of all streaming now too, right? So
Yeah,
it's just, you know, you're in a lot of people's houses who are looking for, I mean, not only just statue content, but also, you know, anything pop culture related, you know, the art or whatever it is. So, you know, that's just, you know, the daily, a lot of times I can't watch Rogues Gallery live. I can't watch it live because I'm commuting home at the time, or I'll have it on in the car or something and I can listen to the discussions. You know, then when you guys go to pictures, you know, I can't look at a picture as I'm driving down the highway, but I can listen to it, you know. So the content is there, or if not, if I come home too late, I'll listen to it on the way to work the next day, you know. So yeah, it's just you know, and for people who are just getting into the hobby, I would say run, don't do it. But you know, for those of us who have been around a long time and have been doing this a long time, that have been with Chris for a long time, and Jem, and you know,
right here.
Jeff at Secret Sanctuary. You know, I watched, and I told you just the other day, I watch Jeff's stuff even when he's reviewing stuff I have zero interest in, just because I want to hear him talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I watched the Red Riding Hood one like 2 times, you know, just because I think he's a smart guy and I want to, you know, it's like we're just talking, you know, and that's the cool thing about it.
And again, there's just so many cool people in this hobby. Like there's just, you know, and whether you have a platform or whether you're just making comments, like people are smart and funny. And again, like that's why I feel like whenever like I meet viewers or I met you guys, like it feels normal to me because it's just like we're all the same. We're all, you know, we're all friends here.
When Brad gets going with the jokes,
oh my God,
understand when we're watching Rose Gallery live and you know they just start, he just starts firing them away, you know, with just different things. And I remember he did a guest review for the Ledger Joker, the one where he's sitting in the cell. And if anybody hasn't seen this, go and look it up. Watch this thing. It is the most hilarious unboxing you will ever see.
And he's like that in real life too. Like to be able to, you know, we got to go to Disney with him and his family, and we didn't get to meet up with him last time, but his family was there. He actually was in the hotel room. He was not feeling well, and so just being able to spend a day with him, and the parks were fun. But my favorite part was we did like a 2-hour dinner afterward, and it just being able to sit down and again, just being able to talk. But he's like that all the time. He's funny. It's like one-liner after one-liner, you know, he's just so quick and so smart. And again, it's just fun to hang out with people like that. You know, it's fun. It's just fun because again, we're all kin, you know, we're all like-minded. So it's just a lot of fun, but you know, again, that's just my favorite part of the hobby. It really is.
My favorite thing with Brad is when we both start doing super chats, and I'll super chat and then he'll super chat. I'm like, you're not, I'll give 5, he'll give 10. I'm like, okay, you're not beating me. I'm going to give 20 now. Game on, Brad. Let's see what's going to happen. And he'll match, and it's fun. It's just fun.
Well, and that's very appreciated too, because it helps keep the channel running. That's for sure. So thank you everybody that does those, and really appreciate again just everybody's support. It's just been awesome. Well, we've gone over an hour. Do you guys want to go for a few more minutes, or do you want to wrap it up? What do you guys want to do?
I've eaten, so I'm good.
Yeah,
Me too.
I've been eating. Was it chicken Alfredo?
No, it was.
I'm talking.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. While we were at dinner, everybody was chit chatting, and I guess I just depleted all of my energy, and I got chicken Alfredo, same as Ledger, and I scooped it all up, and then I got done, and Billy was like, "Were you hungry?" And I was like, "Yes, I very much so was." So that was a good
good.
dinner.
Yeah, I had some
That
chicken
restaurant was really
Alfredo.
good.
I had some chicken parm. Can't remember what Damon had.
I had the chicken Marcel.
Yeah, you had the chicken Marcel.
I think he also got
really
the.
good.
I think all three of you
chicken
got.
Alfredo.
I think you all three did. I think.
All three of us did.
And you had some a couple days ago. You had the little old Chicago spaghetti pie.
Twice in a row.
Well, you didn't have that twice in a row. You didn't have. You had
No.
something else.
No, I
Yeah,
went for it.
we went there last night because my family is in town and they wanted to eat there. So had a little pizza. Can't go wrong. So I said what I have coming in. Do you guys have anything coming in anytime soon?
I have Two-Face, and then I have the 1/6 Batman from Tweeterhead. Those are the two pieces that I'm waiting on. Batman versus Joker, Eternal Enemies. That'll be the end of the year. Depending on your unboxing, I may order Deathstroke. And then, of course, I have some Jay Lee art coming in the next month or two or so.
And then there goes all your money.
Yes.
Yeah. Once I got back and I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to wrangle in my spending. So I've been trying to sell a lot of things, and I have a ton of art pieces that I'm selling.
Chris, are you selling the punchline?
Yeah.
Really? That's surprising. Thought you loved that one. She's doing
I do. I'm just, again, I'm trying to shuffle around some money because I know what's coming. You know, when you make a $3,000 purchase for Sanity, it's like,
yeah,
that's a lot of money. And so I'm just looking at things that I'm just trying to really focus. The punchline I've had a lot of interest in, and so it's a beautiful piece.
Yes,
it's a little smaller. It's still on a 9x12, so it's a little smaller piece, and so I'm looking for something with a little bit more impact. If I'm going to get a piece, I want it to be more impactful for me, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's going to be hard to let go of that one, but I know somebody will appreciate it.
Yeah, that one's good.
I will say that I think I want to buy the White Knight on bike now. Since I met Sean, got some original sketches from him, I think I really want to buy that piece. So
would you consider the Joker also, the one that's he's kind of up on the tower?
So we all kind of have, some of us have rules for collecting. My rule is I have to have a Joker and a Batman to pair together.
It's a great rule.
So, now that they are releasing the White Knight Joker, I would be getting that. And I have messaged Todd over about it and everything. And he's kind of giving me a real good feeling that it's going to ship and it's going to be coming in soon. So I think I will be buying those. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I am going to buy them.
You going to get the Harley Quinn too?
Why are you enabling me? I just told you how much money
we just had a sign on the thing. It said #enable. That's what we do. What do you
bring it back? Bring it back. Put it up there.
Boom.
There you go.
There it is.
So I hope that answers your question. Okay, we enable each other. This is what we do.
I will be honest and say that I don't love that Harley.
I don't either. I love
the trench coat. The trench coat ruined it for me.
Was a little bit better than the black.
If they had done that special suit where she was in that jumpsuit, that gray jumpsuit that J. Scott Campbell drew, that would have sold a ton. Yeah. And I tried to convince them at XM to do that one, and they had already done the drawings and everything, and so they weren't going to change. But I don't think very many people bought that Harley.
I will say if I'm ever bored and I have nothing coming in and it's available, I would order it just to kind of put behind Batman on the White Knight because she does stand taller than the Joker.
But at minimum, getting the Bat Bike, you're not going to regret it. Yeah, it's a fantastic piece.
And it's a standalone piece. You don't need anything else with it. It looks awesome just by itself.
Yeah, without question. I think you're going to love it.
I messaged Dan because I watched your review, Dan's review, your both unboxings and everything. And I asked Dan, I said, Dan, what is the depth of that shelf? And he told me the inches, and I was like, I could fit that.
Just keep in mind too that the cape sticking out, like I mean, as I almost broke Dan's.
Yes.
As I almost ran into that thing, it really does take. Which that's why I'm really glad I have mine up taller now, because it's taller than me. So even if I like go over there, I'm not going to run into it.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God, because it's that worries you, you know, because it does stick really far into the room. Speaking of bat bikes, I got to give a shout out to Matt Martin, whose family surprised him today with the 1/3 scale Queen Studios Catwoman on Bat Pod for Father's Day. Like, what a Father's Day gift. That's crazy. But congratulations to him. He's going to be actually filming a review for us for the channel. So congratulations to him. That's exciting. How about you, Billy? Do you have anything coming soon?
No. I was I think, you know, after the Pattinson bust, I think that week the Pattinson bus came in and the PCS Blade came in, so everything is a little quiet for now. I would think the next thing, hopefully, it would be LBS Iron Man. You know, that'll be, I think it was Q4 of this year. You know, hopefully. No one really knows, I think, you know, but hopefully that'll be next. And Alfred, the 1/4 Prime 1, the Lotto piece. So I think that was a post. That too was like September through December. Yeah, and that's about it. But you know what? The way I am, you know, I sit in a room and with nothing on TV and it's just quiet, and I start thinking, well, you know, I can get rid of that and space on the shelf, and that might fit there, and that's where
what we do.
Yep, that's what. It's not so much, to tell you the truth, like, the videos and all that stuff kind of do push you in a certain way. You're like, well, Chris fit it there, or, you know, Dan fit it, but it's really when you're alone and you start looking at stuff that your mind just starts going everywhere. Like, you know, and not that I'm tired of looking at that, but I could sell it and I could get this much. You already calculated in your brain. I know I can get this much money for it, and I'm gonna throw it on this, you know, because that's in stock already. You know. Yeah. It's just it's just.
And that's the thing. It's like, I've had people get mad at me over the years and say, like, how could you ever sell that? Like, I've never sold a thing in my collection. And that's great for you. But like, that's not the way I do it. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I have always treated my collection as a museum. Things come, things go. I appreciate them for a while, but nothing's forever. And so like that punchline piece, I've enjoyed it for a little bit. It's up on my wall right now. But at the same time, I'm like, I could use that money toward this other statue that I'm wanting. Again, the things that we buy are very expensive. You know, I've got that Jim Lee piece from Prime 1 from Dark Knight Returns with Joker dead in the ground and, you know, Robin. And so like that one, I mean, that was like another $1,500. So like I could get that statue for the price of that piece of art on my wall. So sometimes you have to kind of like appreciate it and then move on. Or like you said, this could go here, this could go here. I can move this, sell this piece. That's just part of the game. But again, if you never sell anything, God bless you.
It's also space though. Like, you know, space sometimes is more of an issue than funds, because you can always make more funds. You know, we always can make more money. You can't make more space where there is none. Just,
correct.
You know, so you have to, something has to go, you know? So if you want that new thing, something's got to leave, you know? And, you know, it's, or you start thinking like, you know what, maybe I'll expand out into the hallway, you know, it can get crazy, you know, or I could buy another shelf and put it in the middle of the room, you know, or different stuff, whatever.
Some people put them in their bathtubs.
Wow. Didn't think we were gonna go there, but
it's okay. Some people do. Yeah.
You know what though? It happened. Okay.
It did. I was gonna say, you run out of room, you get creative, right?
And here's the thing about that, you know, God bless him, because he was happy with it. So that's all that matters, right?
It's all that matters. It's your collection.
That's all that matters, you know. And he didn't use that bathroom. At least that's what he said.
Yeah, so that's right.
He said he didn't use it, you know. I mean, we don't need to talk. He gave a whole lot of
DT's got one too. DT's got a bathroom display as well. He's got comics and stuff in there.
Yeah, listen, you know, but
each their own.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's no such thing as wasted space.
That's right. And like I said, you have to be creative with the space you got, right?
Chris, you could put Batman on throne in the bathroom.
There you go. That would make perfect. Yeah, that would
Batman
be.
on throne.
Yes, I'm sure. Mrs. BSC would love that. What do you think, Ledge?
Absolutely.
Theodore says poo particles are real, people. Yes, they are. I love it.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on to hang out tonight. This was a lot of fun doing our little hangout show and just kind of reminiscing about Dallas. Hopefully we'll have a chance to do another one of these again. I don't know if Billy will fly all the way to Dallas, but hopefully, again, I'm hoping. I'm really wanting to do MegaCon. I don't know if anybody else is wanting to go. I know Dan and Eric and Matt probably for sure, but you think you too?
I'd love to go.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if we can finagle that.
Billy, you got to come to every Dallas Fan Expo now. It's tradition.
It's tradition. Well,
it's tradition now.
Well, we could start new traditions. There is one of the biggest cons on the planet. Right here in my hometown. So
you know what?
Well, no. I
will come to one.
I said, "What's up with New York?" And you were like, "I don't travel. I don't. I don't travel. I don't get on planes. I don't go anywhere."
But okay, I will say it on air that I will make it an effort to come to New York and go to a con with you there.
All right.
Ooh, so, New York's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you guys had, and I'm so happy that Eric had a good time. When he went to MegaCon, because you guys, the con is the con. They're all the same.
Yep,
they're all the same. You're gonna see the same stuff. You guys did do a lot of art and stuff, and you guys had nice halls and everything. But you guys went to Epcot. You guys went to Disney. And you did it. And you're hanging with guys that you don't get a chance to hang out with all the time, So you guys went and did.
We went to dinner with Dina Finger.
Guys went to dinner with Dina Finger. So you guys were hanging out, doing. So it's like you have the con, but it's really what you guys did out afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Just like us. I mean, we didn't have Disney outside the building, but we made it as fun as we could. And that's the thing about New York is that outside of New York Comic-Con. I mean, if you're not a restaurant bar type, it's in the middle of the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What are you really going to do? You could go a little sightseeing and get some pizza or whatever, I mean, there's no Space Mountain to ride, anything like that.
But again, it was at New York for me, again, we all went to go, it was all the Rogues guys. It was George Raw was there. We all went and had pizza. It was fantastic. We all hung out. We had our wives there. It was really fun. And that was very memorable. Then all the guys, we went up to the comic book shop. We did Midtown Comics, and that was fun. And then we went to that pub, and we actually saw Billy and his family there. We were there forever waiting for food, I remember. But it was just fun hanging out. And so that's the kind of stuff that is most memorable to me.
Yeah, that's
the outside stuff.
That was the first time that we ever met, and I did a con. We went to Fan Expo Boston, probably that August, and met up with Eric B and Dan, and Matt was there, and we ended up going for pizza afterwards. So yeah, I mean the conventions are cool, but if it's way more fun when you do it with people that you're cool with and you haven't, or you've never met, or has never gone to a convention before.
Yep.
So that's what did this one for me. This was one of my favorites just because, it was someone's first experience, and, I think we all wanted to make it special for him.
Yeah.
And now look, he's going to go every year now. So we did a good job. That's it. He's hooked. He's going to blame us for all the money he spends. There you go.
Yeah. Boom. Hashtag enabled. We got it.
That's it. We, now we just got to get him a pair of Brooks.
That's right. Pair of Brooks.
Absolutely.
We're going to hold him down.
Absolutely not. That is a crime in my field. That is a crime in my line of work. I will tell you though, Billy, I am a big pizza guy. So if you can find 5 top pizza places,
oh my God, easy.
Oh, they're
in
all
New
over the
York,
place, dude.
I'm just
They're everywhere,
food
man.
is a good bribery for me.
There's no bad pizza in New York. There's just some that are better than others, but none of them are bad.
I say the first time we were there, I think we tried 10 different pizza places. We just would grab a slice wherever we were. And my favorite is a place called Little Italy Pizza. And I know it's like a chain or something, but like that was my favorite. I love Little Italy Pizza. Because to me, it tasted the closest to the pizza I had when I was actually in Italy, because we were there in like 2005. And that's all I had. It was margarita pizza everywhere we went. And that was, to me, is close to that. Yeah. But yeah, Stanley says, get him cargo shorts. If you're going to be with the BSC, you got to have some cargo shorts, black shirt, and some Brooks.
So it's probably
you'll survive. You'll survive. I don't wear cargo shorts. You'll be all right.
Old people shoes.
Yeah.
Old people shoes.
Oh,
well, here's the thing. I'm teetering on 50. I'm going to be 48 here in about a week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I do want to answer one question for Ledger, and he did not believe me, but I'm still holding to my guns. My feet did not hurt that entire week.
There's no way. There's
no way. Crazy to me.
There's no way.
I wear concrete.
I think you just didn't want to say it. I think you didn't want to say it because you thought we would make fun of you, and we probably would have. But there's no way.
Fine,
you didn't have socks on, dude.
I did too.
Did you?
I had no shows.
I can't remember.
Oh, no shows. Socks.
Yeah, I had no shows.
Oh, okay. Still, there's no way you weren't hurting.
I was not hurting.
Concrete is brutal at these cons, like just brutal, because you're on. Like I keep thinking of like the people that are working there and are on their feet like 3 days straight. I don't know how.
Didn't we run into like an etiquette coach or something like that, and she was working the line? Remember that?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
There was somebody
there.
She was working David
and we
Finch's
were really
line.
misbehaving at the time. Just cutting everybody.
Uh-huh.
No, I think
we
people were cutting
I
think because me and Josh cut like hundreds of people on the way in, so that's I mean, literally, like we were being ushered like cattle in one direction, and he was like, "Wow, look at that!" I was like, "Yeah, watch this," and we just kind of like went in with everybody else. That's not so we're talking about that, and it was that we ended up next to a etiquette coach who was like,
That's the thing. That's the thing about these cons. Like we went, or even just any big event. Like we went to a Royals game about 3 weeks ago, and there's like everybody tried to organize themselves into orderly lines before the thing started. But then they open the gates and everybody just goes in. Like the line just dissipates. There is no line. And so we just walked right in. It's like, I get it. I understand why people do what they do. But at the end of the day, once they open a door, we just crashed right through it.
Yeah, it was
Sunday, a mess. Y'all came. I was waiting in line properly. I was waiting there. You'd walked up because Chopper and RT were out there. And I was taking pictures, and you walked up and said, you are having way too much fun this early in the morning. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And y'all went ahead with went inside. And as soon as y'all walked in, I think everybody just got tired of waiting in line, and they just started rushing.
That's what I'm saying.
Ran in.
And I bolted, and I just grabbed y'all, and y'all were like, how did you get? I was
you were like 30 seconds behind us.
Yeah. I was like, I think everybody just rioted and just said, we're going in regardless. And I was like, let's go.
Yeah, there is no line. It's just people go. They just once they open if they open 12 doors, just go.
Yeah,
just go.
That's what Billy did. Like they opened the doors and Billy just grabbed me and said, "Let's go." And I was like, "Huh, okay."
Yeah, just go.
I didn't know we cut line. I had no idea. I was just following Billy.
Yeah,
etiquette coach.
Yeah, no, yeah. She was like, you stand here, and these people are going to this artist, and they're going to that artist. It was chaos.
Yeah, it's con life, that's for sure.
Yeah, she was just doing that on the weekends. I was like, so you're an etiquette coach Monday through Friday, and then this is what you do on the weekends? I mean, because there's nothing but poor etiquette going on over here.
Yeah. Poor etiquette and lack of deodorant is usually a con for sure.
That was
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just
But the crazy thing is that you guys are lucky because it was either a year ago or the year before they had no air conditioning. The air conditioning
2 years ago, there's no air conditioning.
So you can only imagine with all those people and no air, it was horrendous. It was just swampy. It was not enjoyable at all. So at least they had that figured out this year. But we have found out since then that they're actually going to tear that whole building down.
Yeah.
And by 2008, they're going to rebuild the entire thing and obviously make a new state-of-the-art convention center. So
that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see what changes they make. They're going to add on to what's existing and then use those in the meantime while they collapse the big middle one and then rebuild it. So hopefully we'll have a chance to keep covering that for you guys in the future. Again, I want to thank Fan Expo Dallas for allowing us to have a press pass and all of that good stuff. Well, as we're getting ready to leave, Mr. Boyer, how's it going, sir? Hello. How are you doing?
Just fine, thanks.
Well, good. How was family time?
It was great. Great Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. That's right. And to everybody out there. And so, yeah, we were just getting ready to wrap up, actually.
Oh, well, sorry.
So now,
That's it. We got to go into the hour.
well, let's just ask you real quick before we do wrap up. Like we've talked kind of all night about Fan Expo and just things that we enjoyed. What did you enjoy about the show this year?
Well, I always enjoy the creativity and I'm a people watcher, and so I like all the cosplay and everything that everybody comes up with. I always think that's really unique. But I also enjoyed getting to meet these two guys here that I'd never met before. So that was a lot of fun, just sitting and talking. Or listening to you guys talk. I didn't have a whole lot of input, but listening to you guys talk.
He's like, oh, they're talking about statues again for hours.
But then he disappeared on us. We couldn't find him because, like, somehow you went to go do the Danny Elfman pick. And then me and Josh, I think we went to the bathroom. We came back. Damon was gone. I think he went back to the room.
Yeah, he
took a
had
nap.
a bad headache.
Yeah, I had a
right.
headache.
Yeah. But we didn't know. We didn't know he had a headache. We just knew he disappeared on us. You know. And then
I was on my own.
Ledger was on his own. We found him. And then Chris, you text me, "Hey, I'm in line for." I was like, "We have Ledger. We found him," you know. And then we just waited. But yeah,
it was crazy because we went in because Ashley had texted me saying that she's already in line, and it was like an hour early. I'm like, well, crap, because we tried to all go through security, but we had press badges, and you guys couldn't go through, and so then you guys had to go all the way around, and so then Ledger and I waited on the stairs. And you guys never came. And so like, where are they? And I don't know where you ended up meeting them, Ledger. Did you meet them there where we were waiting?
It was outside the Danny Elfman booth, I believe is where.
Okay. So they must have gone a different way or something, or routed you guys differently.
Yeah,
I went like 4 different places by the time before.
So it was me, Ledger, and Josh, right? And we're looking at all these heads, right? And he's like, "That's my dad right there." We're like, "That's not your father."
I
know
still,
it is.
I
It's
still
not
do
my,
not
that's your
believe he's
father.
like.
I'm gonna tell him to jump up
it.
right now. He's gonna jump up and that's my father's head. I'm telling you, but
you can recognize my giant forehead anywhere.
Dude, that is so not your father right there.
I know you.
He's like,
Well, remember that one guy, the security guy came up to us and he's like, "Can I
but that
help
one
you,
dude
gentlemen?"
it wasn't him. It was somebody else.
But it was me,
like,
wasn't it? It was me, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was me.
It was you.
It was not.
It was not him.
It was not. We were all looking. We were like, "That is not your dad." And he was like, "That is my dad." And then one of the Fan Expo helpers came over to us and we're like, "Can we help?" He's like, "Can I help you guys?" And we're like,
"We have a
we're
lost
trying
child.
to find his dad." You know,
we have a lost kid.
We have a lost child here. That's pretty fun. And then you guys found us on the way out as we came out. So you guys were standing right there. So it worked out pretty great. And we were saying earlier, Damon, it was nice just that we had air conditioning this year.
Oh, for sure.
That was brutal. You suffered through that. We can't remember if it was last year or the year before.
I think it was 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was brutal. Stanley says it was a Chris clone. So it could have been a Chris clone.
I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it's you.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of nerds in black shirts and khakis.
Yeah, but nobody has the same hairstyle as you.
You could have picked 25 random heads, and
That's right. That's right. Well, did you? I can't remember. You didn't walk away with anything. Was there anything that was tempting this year?
Not well. Funko Pops are always tempting, as you can see, but
yeah,
I didn't get any. Not this year. I did last year, but not this year.
I was gonna say you even said that you've kind of slowed down on the ones that you've been getting because you had certain kind of ones that you were collecting.
Yeah. And then I would just get random ones from different students who give me random ones all the time. So it was just too much to keep track of.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And again, we were talking earlier, it's like the best part of it was just being able to hang out at dinner and do stuff like that, walking around the city and we did Diehl Plaza and it's just always a really good time. So
smells like grass on the grassy knoll.
It did. but it smells like pee behind the fence.
Smells like
Yeah.
pee.
You're being generous.
It was. I couldn't believe how many places in Dallas smelled like urine. I was like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
It was downtown was a little rough here and there, but yeah,
Well,
it was
all those stone balls that we kept walking by, and me and you were walking, and you looked at it, you go, I think somebody just peed on that. And I was like,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
like-
everyone
Everyone had a pee stain on it.
everyone had urine on it, I think. But so that's the downside of the con that we don't always talk about. That's for sure. The various urine smells, but although you can probably have those at the con too. It's definitely have the non-deodorant smells. So
Let's say better outside than inside.
thank God, thank God. And I will say too, I want to give a shout out to Dallas. They did reconfigure the event much better this year in terms of like the eating area and the food area. We didn't partake in that because we went outside of places, but just having experienced that before, it was a lot better. We all kind of commented that just the setup was better. They put the cosplay out in the front, which I thought was just a way better space for that. Theodore, sorry, it says lots of talk about poo, pee, and sweat tonight. Well, that's a convention right there.
You
Yeah.
get 5 guys together. What else are you going to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Donut Lord says, no wonder everyone is getting sick at cons. The walls have piss on them. That's right. Well, and I got sick. Did anybody else get? Yeah, I know JWR got sick. Ledger, I think, started feeling crummy before me even. Yeah, I was like poor Damon as my nose is just dripping nonstop on the way home.
I thought I was going to have to get you a hose or something.
Yeah, I was like,
out the window.
The worst part was, so we had some napkins, and so I was using those, and we ran out of napkins, and then we stopped at a gas stop, and all they had was like industrial shop napkins, like the where they're super textured. And so I'm like trying to because I'm like literally just dripping, and I'm like, it's like my nose was like red and raw, not pretty, but got the job done. So anyway, yeah, con crud is definitely a thing, for sure. I got a message from, oh crap, now I just lost it. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I bring it up, if that'll help me. Oh, Nick Bolden. There you go. Right, this guy right here. He messaged me and said that he had the flu afterwards. So again, it's just there's so many people, there's so many surfaces. So I guess what advice would I have? I guess maybe like hand sanitizer. Just wash your hands as much as you can. But there was a lot of people that were masked up too. I don't know if that would help tremendously or not, or if it'd do nothing. But
The glass pane. Who was that?
Marissa Tomei.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she had the bank
Yeah.
teller glass up.
that would have made me so mad.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I was like, listen, I want to meet her. I was like, this
Yeah, I
is-
wanted to say
yeah,
hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw the glass and we were like, no.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Susan Sarandon had her own, she had her table, and then behind it, she had like 4 walls for like a private little gathering area. So I was like, okay, so you can't even see her.
Yeah,
That's
some of
the
the
bigger
bigger named
stars.
celebrities, they usually have like a private area. Like I remember Carrie Elways a couple years ago had that, where
Chevy
you never
Chase.
you never could actually see him. You have to go and pay, and then you get
Chevy
back
Chase
behind.
had that too. He was in
Who?
his own little tent.
Chevy Chase last year had that.
Yeah, he was in his own little tent.
So it just
Oh.
depends on the celebrity, and some of them, like I remember even like Susan Sarandon has a lot of flack lately because her and Gina Davis did photos at a recent con, and she's like, her and Gina Davis are sitting right here, and then about 5 feet from there, there's a table with a flower on it, and then you're about 10 feet over here in the picture. So they
Oh,
wouldn't even let you be anywhere near them for the photograph. It's like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So
That's
I mean, I get it, but if you really feel that way, you shouldn't be going to these cons.
This is
Mhm.
not for you. Yep.
I mean, I
Has
know
anyone told the William Shatner story yet?
I was just about to tell
Oh.
that. That was the
You guys
best
could have
part.
brought that man
of
up
the
on
celebrity
charges.
uh-huh.
We could have sued William Shatner, gotten all his Star Trek stuff, and had a own separate collection from him almost running us over.
When you tell the story, though, I want you to go, we almost got ran over by Bill
Oh.
Shatner.
Shatner.
as I'm going to talk about random horses and things that make no sense for 20 minutes.
In Antarctica.
That was very funny. Yeah, it was like we went to the panel of his, and as Ledger and Damon know, like it was interesting. It was rambled on about a whole bunch of nothing. But yeah, tell the story about us almost getting ran over.
Ledger, you want to tell it?
Josh, I believe that's you.
So we're walking down in between the booths, and we're all just chit-chatting. I don't know, we're talking about who we're about to go see, and then all of a sudden this old guy just jumps out of this black curtain and onto his like little electric go-kart, and he just zooms off, and just, I mean, he almost hit all of us, all like lined up, like just do, and we were just like, was that William Shatner? Like, who was that?
The price.
Yeah, I'm standing like less than a foot away from him as he's backing out. He's like tries to back out of the curtain, and clearly he did not care if he was going to hit anybody, because he was like trying to zoom in and out of people, but like he was not slowing down either. Like, he's 93, he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He just is gonna.
Really? He's 93.
Yeah.
I mean, he got that thing to like 10 miles an hour and like from 0 to 10 in like 3 seconds. He was like, I'm gone.
Yeah, he just he did not care. You could just tell he was just ready to go wherever he was going to go. I don't know if he needed to go to the bathroom or what, but he was. So that was
if that's the case at 93, you better get out of his way.
Yeah, I was going to say you're in the splash zone for sure.
Jesus, man, that was hilarious.
So now it's funny because we've always had this story in 2010. We didn't have the kids with us yet, but we went to Maui. And we were in a convertible or like a Jeep, and we're downtown Lahaina, which God bless Lahaina, it got destroyed. But we like this guy kind of jumps out in front of our car, and my wife puts on the brakes, and I look at the guy and I'm like, you about killed Carlos Santana there. And then we look at him and we're like, that is Carlos Santana, and it was. And so my sister-in-law jumps out of the back of the Jeep and like runs him down and gets a picture with him, which was really cool. So the running joke was always like, we almost ran over Carlos Santana. And so now we almost got ran over by William Shatner. So we can add that to our story list of almost getting ran over. That was pretty funny, but
Captain Kirk almost got us.
It's cool to see him though. Like that, I grew up on Star Trek. I mean, that was my dad's always favorite show. We always went to those movies.
Phasers on stun.
Yeah, it says Shatner's 93 and went to space when he was in 2021. Yeah, he did that. What is it, SpaceX or whatever it was, where they take you up and then
around orbit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You actually got to go to space. That's pretty awesome, for sure. Well, anything else, Damon, you want to say? Again, we were wrapping up, but glad we got to talk to you a little bit.
Yeah, glad to see you guys again. Sorry I was late.
Good to see you too.
Hey, no worries at all.
Good to see you, man.
But anyway, everybody in the chat, thank you for watching. And if you're watching this on replay, appreciate it. Please hit the like button. That does help us out tremendously. And again, hopefully we'll have a chance to do this all again next year.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. Well, have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you in the back cave.
Later.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.